Welcome to Happy to Hustle. We're back, guys. We are finally back. This is our second episode. Well, technically, this would have been our third, but the second one we had some technical difficulties. We got the video right, and the audio just didn't. Yeah,
And it was such a great episode.
it really was.
It was, like, really good.
We definitely had gotten a lot more comfortable from our very first episode. And so, we were disappointed. And then, like always, life happens and, some things got in the way. And, we just couldn't really get into this setting where we could just sit down and talk and really put it out there.
Yep, a lot of things happened, but we have to keep pushing, and we're really trying to keep motivated. It's easy to get unmotivated, really, especially, when you have life going on, but we're here. We're here, and again, that episode was really, really awesome. I wish we could just go back and redo it, but then we like to keep it genuine and organic, and that would've just been, like, robotic, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't replicate it. It was a really good episode. We did get some clips from it, but like I said, the audio just it's not there.
I guess we can say, like, if you really wanna hear it, we can put it out there, but again, it won't be the best quality.
Yeah, it's I mean, for me, I'm kinda like that. I get discouraged or I just lose interest if I listen to something or I watch something and then it just the audio's not there, or I can't make out what they're saying. So we might put it out as like clips, but
Mhm.
for now, officially this is our second episode.
Number
So
2.
so what's new? What's going on?
A lot of things are new. We've
Yeah.
been really, really pushing hard on social media content. I feel like it's the best way to get out there and get heard and get seen by people that might be in the same place as you or might be starting, and it's been going really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my TikTok account has grown drastically, and I'm now an affiliate, and I have a showcase and everything, but the best thing about it has been that I've reached a lot of women that are in the same place or just starting or contemplating, and they've all been questioning me a lot on, like, my journey and, like, everything that I've done and how I've done it, and I really like that. So, we can go over a couple things that these are questions that have been asked on TikTok, like, the hits, like, the number 1 questions that have been asked, at least on my end,
Right.
mainly by women, but I'm not gonna lie, there's some men on there too that they're like, "Hey, thanks for your videos, I'm just starting, it's really discouraging, but I see your work and I see your story and I'm pushing harder because of it, so thank you. Thank you for the motivation," which is awesome.
Yeah. No, the social media has been I have been seeing a lot of just a little bit more consistency, but it's one of those things, we have to keep putting it out there and yeah, I mean same thing. I do have guys that are seeing the content, they're seeing the journey and I've been putting a little bit more stuff about like before and afters and you can see obviously the big difference. So yeah, we that has been the goal to be a little bit more present on social media. It's not easy. I will say that, especially when now we're doing this with the podcast and really trying to dial in and really figure out with video and audio and the content. But we do it because the good thing is that we like this. We like doing this. This is something that you and I can both agree. We have a passion for it. So that's the drive. That's what's keeping us going, and it's fun and it's exciting to see your community grow. To see people, tell you, "Hey, fuck, you got me going." I saw your video and I said, "Fuck it, I got to get my ass to the gym."
Yeah. The beautiful thing is that 9 times out of 10 it's people we absolutely don't know. I mean, I love that because that encourages me even more just because I'm getting, um, compliments and encouragement from people that I literally don't know, which only leads me to believe that the people that we actually do know have something to say, but they're not there yet, right?
Okay.
Yeah? Alright. But gonna go ahead and kind of just get jump into that because I feel like these are great questions, and we can kind of follow up on them. And I know you have some good tips, especially for the guys, because this is more like for women. But
Right.
all right, so best advice for anyone starting a weight loss journey. So number one, don't overcomplicate it. Most people get stuck trying to be perfect from day one. What do you think?
Fuck, that was definitely me. The fucking stars had to align.
Yeah,
It was like, okay, it's gotta be on a Monday. I have to have, my meal plans ready for the week, my outfits, like everything had to align in order for me to really get going.
on your routine, right?
Yeah, I had to shift everything, but that's so fucking far from the truth. Like, if we wait for for everything to be perfect, it's not gonna happen. Life is always gonna get in the way. Family, work. I mean,
I feel like Sundays are the most overwhelming day for people, especially, if you have like a 9 to 5.
yeah,
Sunday's like the day that you just so I guess essentially the question was like, how did you how did you prepare, or like how did you get your routine? And my answer to that is don't overcomplicate it. Just make it as simple as easy, bare minimum,
yeah.
as you can. Like think caveman status. Do you really think they planned, their meals like,
Well,
oh my God, I need organic? No, like, they bare minimum. Eventually you're gonna get there, right? Where it's just robotic and it's so easy. But in the beginning,
well,
as simple as you can make it.
it's kind of like I tell you. I've I've told you, just to put it in warm perspective. You tell me like, hey, babe. Usually, I mean, Sundays are when we kind of try to get a baseline of what we want for the week for meals. And it's like you tell me like, what do you want or what should we make for the kids? And I've told you like simple. I mean, we literally go, we get some chicken, we get some ground beef, you know, veggies, carbs. Like the simpler the better. And we typically always make more than what we make for the day. So then guess what? That carries on for another day or two that if we get busy or we're just too tired, because it happens. I mean, look at yesterday. Yesterday we were just tired from doing our day to day things, and luckily we had a meal there ready for the kids. We
Yeah.
popped it in the microwave, and that was it. Dinner was done.
Essentially, the biggest tip I can give you on that is as long as you have your protein ready to go, some veggies to steam up, in a quick little, if you really, really need some kind of carb, which most of us we do anyways, either make a quick little steam rice or some herb potatoes, the little herb potatoes. Just slice them up in half, mix them up with some olive oil, some herbs, some seasonings, whatever you want, some paprika. Throw them in an air fryer in the oven in a sheet pan, quick.
But
And,
but yeah, I mean,
it's quick meal.
that's what it is. Simplicity is
Yeah.
key. Simplicity will keep you consistent, because if you try to, overcomplicate it, or you're gonna get tired of it. Not every day has to be a gourmet meal.
Yeah. And that's my problem. I wanna make every single meal gourmet, like, but sometimes it's just easier to keep it simple. Have some protein available, some veggies, have them all your staples just ready in the fridge, ready to go, and that's
Yeah, I mean, save those gourmet meals, save those recipes that you see, and save it for the weekend or your day off. That'll give you something to do. That'll be, hey, you know what? Let's go get the stuff we need. Let's make it, and that's all I could say about that. You don't have to make it complicated during your normal routine during the week.
yeah, but if you're just starting, again, meals is just one part of it, but if
But
you're just starting,
that's a big,
that's the
big
biggest one.
key ingredient to
Yeah,
being successful.
but again, don't overwhelm yourself and overall in the decision that you're making. Little changes in the beginning, and then eventually you'll get it. It's just baby steps, one step at a time. So if today you're starting and you don't know where to start, you're not there yet with the diet. Okay, well, at least start with a 30-minute walk.
Yeah.
At least start with, just getting up and doing some movement. any change towards your overall goal is change, period. Just like the worst thing you can do is not do anything.
Mhm.
Just keep it the same with the thought in your mind. That's not gonna do anything. As if you're just thinking it, but you're not giving any action,
Yeah,
it's not gonna do anything. But little baby steps is a good way to go so you don't get overwhelmed.
absolutely.
Yeah. The second one is, again, going back to the diet, one of the biggest things that was asked was about the diet. That was just like, what do you do? Like, how did you do it, or what is it? The one thing I can tell you, and I think you agree, is that protein is your best friend. Protein is your
Yeah,
best friend because that was the number one question.
it's key.
My diet, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? The biggest thing is protein. Protein is your best friend,
Yeah.
right?
And you wanna take it a little further than that. One of my biggest, rules that's really helped me stay consistent and kinda keep it, 'cause I don't count my calories. I think because of right now, I'm in a stage where not necessarily because I don't need to watch what I eat. I definitely do. I definitely watch what I eat, but, I'm really not in a stage right now where I want to get lean. I'm doing a lot of weight training, so if I go over a little bit, it's okay. But one of the things that's kinda kept me at least somewhat consistent with my macro is, um, the rule of 10, I guess. So for every 10 grams of protein that you eat, it cannot exceed 100 calories. So if you look at the nutritional, sheet or nutritional fact on the back of a product, just keep that as a rule of thumb. If it's telling you that it has 20 grams of protein, keep it under 200 grams. If it's under that, then you're golden. And that way, once again, keep it simple.
When you talk about protein, what is it that what we're talking to someone that doesn't know anything about these things. So, what does protein look like? I mean, obviously, we know it's meat, it could be
Yeah.
egg, protein shake.
Yeah. I mean, all those are, you know, eggs, you know, beef. Now that obviously there's certain types of beef. You can't just, you can't go and get a ribeye because it's gonna have a higher fat content versus if you get a flank steak, which is gonna be a leaner cut or ground beef, right? You're not gonna go and get, 70/20 or whatever. You're gonna try to at least get like a 90/10 beef because once again, you still want to manage the fat. Um, but either way,
It's all about the mindset, right?
the what?
Because the mindset, because I know I remember watching a video when I started, trying to look into what you're saying, protein. Like, well, what exactly does that mean? Because I have to eat a lot of protein, but what does that mean?
Yeah.
There was, one video that I ran into, it was a girl that was told the same thing, and she's like, "Well, you're telling me to eat protein, I'm thinking meat." Like, I don't know, just any kind of meat, but what she would do is she would go to McDonald's, and she would buy, like, one of those 12-piece chicken nuggets or whatever,
Hmm.
and that was for her, that's like, "Well, you told me to eat protein, so I'm eating protein."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Y- Listen, there's no excuse. Honestly, we live in a day and age now that if you really can't figure that out, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that you're supposed to know, macros and how many calories are in a gram of of fat or carb or protein. But the beauty is that we live in the day and age now where we have fucking Chat GPT, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows how to speak into it or at least ask that question. And I'll take it even a little further. We have MyFitnessPal.
Mm.
It's completely free. There's a free version of it. If you go to McDonald's and you type in, I want to eat a Big Mac, how many grams of protein does it have? It'll tell you. And guess what? It'll definitely exceed the rule of 10 because I'm pretty sure it's way more than 100 calories per 10 grams of protein. So there's no excuse. We got to keep it simple, but at the same time, let's be very mindful about it. Let's be mindful and let's really try to do our research. Don't try to overwhelm it. And that's why I've always said it. think caveman diet. Start with the foods that you can hunt and gather. You're not gonna hunt or gather a Big Mac. It's just
But see, you're the version of what I would call someone's chapter 20. Someone that's, like, been through it, been going through it, and it's, like, already so advanced, like, speaking to you is, like, so advanced. I'm speaking to the people that are, like, on their chapter 1.
right.
You know, they're not gonna know, "Well, let me go and check all the macros, and let me go and look up all the protein content of this, that thing," like, I'm speaking to those people that are starting,
Yeah.
you know, that I'm talking to them. I'm not talking to the experts and the, you know, people that are so advanced, like, they're gonna think that question is ignorant or redundant, but it isn't. I'm talking to those people that are just getting started, they're not quite sure what shit from fuck is when it comes to eating healthy. So, you're right, but they're not gonna get that, so I guess that's my advice for those people is start with the bare minimum, keep it very simple. Protein means meat, and I don't mean, you know, going to, McDonald's and getting chicken nuggets, like, although that sounds like it is what is being told, but let's think about what's really gonna truly feed your body. Let's think the bare minimum, most organic, simplest form, and how your body's gonna process that and how you're gonna feel after. I know for a fact that when you eat chicken nuggets, you don't feel great after, you feel like crap. So, you know, keep it simple, don't overcomplicate it, but don't go too easy either, right? Like going to a drive-through. If you can avoid it at all costs.
But see, that's this is what I say. If you're really serious that you really want to change your lifestyle, you want to be better. Listen, anybody that's asked for my advice, I'm telling you this because I'm living proof. I had to do this. I said, if you really want to change it, if you really want to see the results, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit for you. You're not gonna get the same nutritional, how can I say it? Nutritional value from going to fucking McDonald's versus you and going to the store, buying chicken or beef, rice, potatoes. That is, even if you went over on that, you can still eat a little bit more of broccoli and chicken and rice versus going to McDonald's and going through the drive-through. Why? The whole point of this is that you have to make the change. You got to try to make the effort.
But you know, that's what's out there though. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I go on social media, a lot of these like influencers, and I'm being for real right now. I'm not knocking on them and I'm not saying it's not the right thing to do or whatever. Who am I, right? But I'm
Right.
just right off the bat, I'm thinking like, is this what we're really feeding everybody? Because it's all, you know, go with me to Chick-fil-A and we're gonna eat
Or
45 grams of protein and, you know, and they break down the numbers really well, and I'm like, "Oh, man, that's not that bad." But then at the end of the day, if you could go home and make the same meal in the most organic, simplest form, isn't that better? I would say.
yeah. So here's another thing too. Okay, you don't have time, right? Let's just say, and we've all been there. I will say that we've all had it where shit, I forgot my lunch at home, or I was busy and I couldn't make my lunch. Great. Okay. Once again, if you have to go to fast food, then okay, then go and try to make the best choice, right? You really want those chicken nuggets? Go to Chick-fil-A then. We do it too all the time. There's times that we're on the go and we just don't have time to, go home, make a meal for the kids or whatever. We'll go to Chick-fil-A, right? Get yourself grilled nuggets, kale crunch salad, a little bit of buffalo. Don't go and get the Chick-fil-A sauce or
It's so good, Bob.
the Chick-fil-A sauce is good, but once again, you gotta watch the
Remember
calories,
the
all the
goals.
sugar in those sauces. So yeah, it's just about doing the research, and just taking a couple minutes out of your time. Once again, Chat GPT. That's my best friend. If it's like, hey, I need a quick meal that's gonna be, I need at least 30 grams of protein. What's my best option? I'm around Chick-fil-A, In and Out, whatever. All right, get a Flying Dutchman.
So what is I mean, I know you we keep talking about protein, but if you're talking to someone that doesn't know anything about it or how do they find out how much protein they're supposed to eat for their specific body type.
Very simple. It's 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. Like if you if you went on a scale, you know, excluding what what how much fat is in your body, just look at okay, let's just say for instance, if I weigh 200 pounds, but my lean body mass is 150, then my goal is I have to do at least 0.75 or 1% of protein, 1 gram of protein. So that means I have to have at least 150 grams of protein for the day. So
And
you,
that's a lot, right? If you're thinking about it,
but
how
you're,
am I gonna eat 150 grams of protein?
yeah, but you're thinking that as yourself. You, you might weigh 160, 170, but your lean body mass is probably like 120.
Without fat,
Yeah,
it's like 108.
there you go. So then your goal is 108 grams of protein.
Oh, that's how you fix
That's how you figure it out.
Yeah.
So you think, okay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if you have at least 30 grams, I mean, just right off with those, that's what, 90 grams. In between, you have a protein shake, you definitely hit the mark.
So that should be the main focus right there, protein.
Yeah.
Protein. So don't overcomplicate it. It's just as long as you're believe me, with just focusing on and on getting all your protein in, that's enough for you to be hyper focused. You won't even worry about all the extras, like, oh, but I'm gonna be craving chips or I'm gonna be craving sweets or whatever.
I can
You
guarantee
won't.
you, if you're eating, for instance, in my situation, if I'm eating 150 grams of protein a day, I can guarantee you hunger is not my issue.
No,
Because that's another thing. Protein is very filling,
very filling.
very satiating.
Yeah. A lot of times people that I have asked me and they're like, "Well, how come, you say that you eat like that, but I'm starving. I'm eating, but I'm starving." I'm like, "Okay, well, how much protein are you having?" "Oh, well, I don't know." Okay, well then that right there, that's your red flag. Because if you like you said, you're focusing on eating all your protein, believe me, you will not be
No.
hungry. You won't. And if ever you feel like, "Oh man, I'm kind of hungry, I'm kind of eat protein."
But another thing is like I know this firsthand by me doing this, but I was always hungry. I always went through those, hunger curves or whatever, and this always happened when I was eating chips, candy, all the, salty, crunchy snacks. Why do you think that happens? It's all carbs. It all turns into sugar. What happens? Raises your insulin. And that's, you get to these points where, it raises your sugar levels and then it dips. And then you're just like, dang, you know, I need a little something sweet. I need something. Why? Because your damn insulin levels are going up and down all day long. You have no control of it. That's why, it's so important to balance it out. Eat your protein. You want to have a little bit of a little bit of chips, go for it. But guess what? Get a cheese stick. Get one of those
Chips, you mean like Quest chips, protein chips. Even then, they
e-
have protein.
even if it's not Quest chips, just grab some chips, grab a handful of chips, but pair it with something. Don't just eat it alone. Because all that's gonna do is it's gonna mess with your insulin sensitivity, and that's what That's listen. I'm not knocking on people. It's just I get it. It's just people are just aren't informed,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that when you really wanna change, when you really wanna make that difference, you pay attention, listen to your body. I'm not. Yes, you can go ahead and do the research or whatnot, but at the end of the day, your body's gonna tell you what you feel and why you feel a certain way. If your body is tired mid-ass day and you feel like you need to get off of work and go fucking grab a Red Bull or a coffee or whatnot, why do you think that is? It's just we're just all day long. We're snacking, we're eating these sugary foods.
It's about balance and having a routine. For me, I used to be the person that woke up and never ate breakfast. I would go to work empty, like, I wouldn't have, empty stomach. I wouldn't have eaten anything because I felt like I don't need breakfast. right? I would skip through that, go straight for coffee. Then I'd have, like, probably a crappy snack because, everybody at work always takes something, pan dulce or I don't know.
Plug. Yeah.
Yeah, then go straight to lunch, and then lunch would probably be, like, the hefty, hefty meal,
Yeah.
full of carbs, very low protein, no greens, no grains, and if any, very minimum. And then after that, 2 hours later, I need, like, 3 cups of coffee because 'cause I'd be dying,
Yeah. Or
you know
somebody's birthday at the office, and what happened? Bring in the cake.
Yeah,
Bring in the ice cream.
and that's the thing, you get lost in these social gatherings, again, going back to that, you feel like you're so influenced, like, come on, have a piece of cake," or just because it's someone's birthday. I always say, "Remember your goals," and always remember to say no, and it doesn't matter. It just you're not being offensive. You're not offending anybody. Matter of fact, they're offending you because they know what your goals are. And cake, just you don't need it. So that's what would happen, at least for me. It would really wreck my routine, and I wasn't following a routine period. So just remember to have it's very important. A breakfast, high protein, very little carbs, a piece of toast, whatever. Then a little snack. Keep eating every 2 to 3 hours in small portions, and you're gonna find yourself where you're
Mhm.
eating every 2 to 3 hours, right? You have your breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then maybe sometimes a little snack before bed or something before bed. You
Yeah.
follow that, I guarantee you, you will not be hungry.
Just focus on the protein. That's
And
it.
yeah, especially during your meal. You
It's
have
on
a
the
plate.
protein.
Yeah. First finish your protein, then your veggies, then your carbs in that order.
Yeah.
And then if you want to have something like a piece of fruit or whatever, which I never do, by the time I get to the carbs, I'm like, dang, I'm already getting there. But first my protein, then my veggies, then my carbs.
Yeah.
You follow that order, I guarantee you, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But yeah, stick to the protein. That's it. The rest, you know, it'll fall in line.
yeah. Another one, I guess it was more like advice. It wasn't really a question, but because it was just more like it's just hard to stick to something, you know? And my whole thing with that was like, cut the mindset of, you know, all or
Wh-
nothing mindset.
What do you mean by it's hard to stick to something like?
Like, as far as your routine, your new routine, your weight loss routine or your weight loss training, it's hard to stick to it because it's just so hard. It's too much is what they were saying. But
Mm-hmm.
my thing was just like cut the perfectionist mindset out in the beginning or the all or nothing. Like, oh well, I already messed up, so I'm done for the day. I'm just gonna, mess up the whole day or just not follow my routine the rest of the day. Why? Because you have that like, oh, you have to be all in or nothing. And in the beginning, it's not that easy. You're not gonna be, maybe in the beginning you might be, you'll be hyper focused and you'll be like, yeah, but I guarantee
Right.
you that by a week of doing that, sometimes even less, you're gonna be like, I'm like, maybe not today, or and it's because you're putting so much pressure on yourself, I feel. And you have this, you're either all in or you're all out. There's no in between. But there is an in between. And that's what's gonna help you kind of stick to it. And I'm not encouraging, half ass, but I do say have some grace with yourself. Have some patience, and you're like a baby in the beginning. You're going to be bratty, you're going to be fussy because you're letting go of a lot of things. It's a lot of pressure on your body.
Yeah, that's the withdrawal.
Yeah, you feel like, first of all, once you start and you really really are focused on your diet, you're going to feel, and I don't want anybody to get discouraged, but it's the hard truth. You're going to feel like shit. You have been eating shit for a very long time consistently for probably, all day, and then you go from that to just cutting it all out. You cut out the sugars, you cut out all the carbs, all the toxic foods. You cut out all the super processed foods, all these things that, you pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes and you're eating it. Like, think about all the crap that you're putting in your body and you cut it all out.
Yeah. Don't be surprised you get chorro. I mean,
You get all sorts of
I,
stuff.
you know,
Like,
I did that one time where
you're making me blush.
I did that one time when I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm not gonna eat, processed foods or sugars and whatnot. And I remember we had gone to Costco and we got like these smoothie blends with like green, super greens and all kinds of stuff, right? And I made it and I drank it on the way to work. I'm not even kidding you. Like probably 15, 20 minutes before I got to work, I was going through it. My stomach was turning.
Mm,
Like it was bad. I almost didn't make it to work.
my god.
I was about to just turn around and call my boss and be like, "Nope, I'm going back home." But yeah, you got to be careful with that because yeah, you will put your body like in shock.
Yeah.
Not so much in shock, but it's just like you said, your body got used to all the sugar, all the processed foods, and it's no different than somebody withdrawing from any addiction. Sugar is one of the worst fucking addictions.
Yeah.
And it and
And
the problem is it's one of those that it's accepted by pretty much everybody because we all consume it.
it's not really considered an addiction, but it really, really is. I mean, it is considered an addiction, but, like, it's not
It's
how
not
can I
frowned
say?
upon.
Yeah, it's, like, more acceptable, but it really shouldn't be,
Yeah.
right? But at the end of the day, that's the only thing I can say is just, have some just grace with yourself because you're you're gonna feel like that. You're gonna feel like crap. Your body's been used to all this stuff, and then you're cutting it out. You're gonna feel different. If you think you're gonna feel the same, you're not.
Yeah.
But I will say this, once you go through and you push through that, when you get to the other side, you're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna be craving less crap. You're
Mhm.
gonna be craving healthy foods, and if you ever do eat crap, because sometimes, we do, everybody does. If I ever do have, like recently I had Panda Express, I swear, like an hour or 2 later, I was like, "I need real food." Like, this was not food for me. Your body's gonna crave actual food. So, yep, sure enough, I literally had to cook myself a meal full of protein, because and then after that, I felt satisfied. But once
Yeah.
you cut all these foods out, your body will let you know, like, "Nah, this ain't gonna cut it no more. We need food here," you know? Which is great. You just have to push through these hard times, and I guarantee you're gonna thank yourself. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order to progress and in order to level up,
R
you know?
No, definitely.
Yeah, but another thing, I would say is helpful, and this is something I mentioned to someone too on my social media, is building healthy habits that are that are sustainable for you, right? Because if you're kinda just going off of following the train or here and there, and you're just, "Oh, because someone said to do this or someone said to do that," that may work for them, but it may not work for you. And then just because you're just like, "Oh, I couldn't do it, that's it," and then you cut your losses and you quit. Why? Build habits that work for you.
Yeah, but primarily, you have to aside from figuring out what your new habits are gonna be and how to stay in those habits, the big one, honestly, is why the fuck are you doing this?
Your why.
Why the hell are you doing this? Why did you hit this point where you're just like, I need to make that change? Keep a reminder of the why, because that's what's going to define and that's what's going to dictate whether you're going to be consistent or it's here to get, it's here today and gone tomorrow. The motivation, because that can easily fade away. You can get angry at the fact that you're overweight or you're depressed or whatever the case is, and then something else might come along and it'll steer you away from that consistency, from that motivation of why you started. And you have to keep reminding yourself, why the hell am I doing this? Remind yourself, because if you don't, you will easily get distracted
Yeah.
from what needs to get done.
Life will get you. Whether you're a parent, you have kids, the routine, my kids starting school, I have to focus on them. They're back to school, their outfits, they're getting their
Yes.
hair, oh, my kid's going off to college, oh, now I'm distracted. I can't, I have to go and help my kid out. I have to, get them started. My other, work, I have a project due. I have this, I have that. Life is so it's easily gets you distracted.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I call bullshit because there's 24 hours in the day. And if you don't find not even 1 or 2 of those hours, specifically for yourself to focus on your goals, and then reminding yourself at every meal, "What am I putting in my body?" Then what are you really doing? Listen, I was 250 pounds, so I'm not talking out of my ass when I say, cut the bullshit and give yourself that love because ain't no one gonna come give it for you, you know? You can have your spouse, your significant other, and they can only do so much for you, but if you're not controlling your life and your body and what you're doing to it, then what are you really doing? We're so quick to take care of everyone else, but we forget to take care of ourselves. And how are we supposed to care for anyone else when we're over here just falling off a cliff?
Valiendo madre, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We have to hold ourselves accountable because like you just stated, you we take care of everybody. And I think that's like a justification or it's a reason to kind of neglect what you need to get done because you're so hyper focused and oh well, I need to take care of my kid. It's the first week of school and I can't, I need to make sure if everything's perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine. But you need to take care of the important shit. You need to take care of yourself because what good is everything around your circle is if you are not in the best shape of your life. It means nothing. I can tell you this. Not every day is fucking rainbows and butterflies. Not every day is fucking perfect. The only thing that I guess you can say that keeps me positive and makes me stay consistent is like no matter how much the world can get to you, no matter what goes on in your day to day life, at least knowing that, you know what, I got great health. I'm in the best shape of my life. Hey, we'll figure it out. Like it just for some reason, it's not the cure all. It doesn't solve all your problems, but it just makes you more appreciative and it makes you realize just how beautiful life is because we get so stuck and so consumed by our surroundings, our problems, you know, everything that goes on in our day to day.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good to remind ourselves and it's good to have that to fall back on those shitty days, on those days where nothing goes your way, where you feel like the world is fucking out to get you.
Mhm.
That is when at least you have that where it's like, for what's going to shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm putting on these fucking headphones and I'm gonna get that workout in. And at the end of the day, guess what? The problem is still gonna be there, whether you got your ass up and you went to the gym. Exactly.
But at least you're gonna be 110 better
Yes.
because you did go and you worked out, you know? But, a lot of the times it's affected as well by those who surround you. It's very, very important to start being aware of your surroundings and how they affect you because support is the best thing you can have. You're lucky if you have a significant other that's supportive, but so not everybody's that lucky. Sometimes we have those spouses that are like, "You're gonna go to the gym again? Like, seriously? You haven't seen me all day." Or this or that. And not everybody is very lucky to have someone that's like, "Oh, you're going to gym? Cool. Have a good workout." And then when you get home, they have a healthy meal for you to replenish because they understand your goals. They understand, you know, the support that you're giving may not be the best, but at least you're trying in the very, very, the smallest things. You have a busy day, but you take the time to support your significant other, your family member, whoever it is, and push them. Make it feel like it's an easy thing to do because sometimes, it could be your spouse, it can be your family, it can be your mom, it could be your dad, where it's like, "Sorry, my vitamin." Alarms are important, just saying, keep track. It can be your family members that are just like, "Ah, vas y vas y estás igual de gorda o igual de gordo," like, I swear that's whether you wanna believe it or not, you're used to it because that's your life. Remember one thing, it will fuck with you, but don't steer away from your why. Remember, keep going because whether, you have the support, whether you don't, remember that you are your freaking support and you know what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
but it always is helpful when you have supportive family members, but that may not always be the case. So just be aware of your surrounding and learn to maneuver and shift away from it, and don't steer away from your why. Don't steer away from your goals no matter what. No matter what, keep fucking going. And I can guarantee you that when you hit that next level, they're gonna be like, "Look at her," or "Look at him.
Huh?
They did the damn thing. They stuck to
You're
their
not g
guns."
you're not gonna see it. The people are not gonna clap for you in the beginning, and that's okay. It's it's when you start hitting those milestones, it's when you hit those 100 pounds that you've lost, or 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 150 pounds. It's when you really start to get the recognition. But at the end of the day, it's like, we're not here to impress anybody. We're here to show and prove to ourselves that we are bigger, we're better than what the fuck people assume you are. I can tell you that that was that was it for me. When I was at my heaviest, I know. I know I didn't get those promotions. I know that I didn't get very far because of how I was perceived. Because people saw that at my weight, if he doesn't even have discipline to take care of his body, how can I trust this guy to promote him or to give him more responsibility? It's fucked up to think that way, but that's kind of what it is. I've I've noticed that now that I've lost the weight, I've kept the weight off, I'm more consistent in working out. I know people tend to see me different. And yes, we live in a very shallow world. And the truth of the matter is like people do see you different. They see that if this person is dedicated to taking care of his body and he looks that he's consistently working out, or eats right, you're gonna be prone to more opportunity. That's just the fact.
It's also very overwhelming, though.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, like, I don't like attention, right? I don't like it. But now it's like I feel like I was always a gordita that nobody looked at. Nobody bothered. At least I thought so. I mean, I don't know. I know
Yeah, you were overlooked,
I'm look, my face,
definitely.
my card, my what do they call it? My face card or whatever, it never declined. I know that. I've always been pretty, I guess, like I've always considered myself pretty, but now I feel like I walk in rooms and people are staring more often than not, and I'm just like, "Oh, her? Like, who you looking at?" And it's very overwhelming.
Right.
It is kind of a mind fuck, if you will. I feel like people don't talk about that because I'd never heard of that before. I've never heard anybody talk about it before, and and I guess I will. I can bring it up. Like, it is a thing. You're gonna go through that, and it's a mind fuck, and it's kind of depressing because you kind of go like, "Well, dang, I never got that before. Why? I never experienced that before." And yes, it's true. Now you get catered to in a different way, and it's fucked up when you think about it because you've been on both spectrums, right?
No.
So it sucks.
It sucks, but it doesn't suck because the truth of the matter is that we all do it. Let's be honest, we all do it. And that's just how, unfortunately, that's just how the world lives. It's all about our first impressions of anybody. You're gonna tell me if we're gonna interview somebody to go and drive one of our trucks and the guy is looking sloppy, isn't well groomed, has, bad hygiene, versus a guy that's clean cut, came in dressed professionally, who are we going to give the job to?
Yeah.
This world is about first impressions. And I'm not apologizing for that because that's just the way it is. Do you want the job? You better come and dress like you want the job.
I get what you're saying. That's definitely true. I've always stood firm with that. Don't dress for the job that you have, dress for the job that you want. It's very, very important. It's always been important for me, okay?
Yeah.
But I've always lived my life that way. I've always dressed even if I went to the grocery store, I've always dressed nice. I've always done my makeup. I've always kept myself up. That's never changed. But even then, I guarantee you that there is a big difference as to how people see me now versus how I was seen before.
Right.
That's a fact, and it sucks to see it, but it's true. So, yes, you are definitely seen and treated differently. And it's kind of like we all know you get body dysmorphia, right? where it's like you don't really kind of see yourself how others see yourself. You still see yourself as, kind of a big person, but this is a different form of that.
Yeah. Can we talk about now that, you have a little bit more of a presence, on social media? Can we talk about I don't wanna say pressure, but for me, it's one of those where now that, I'm more out there, I post more content, I post videos of me working out or the meals that I eat. I feel like it's definitely more of a consistency with now the people that watch me, and it's one of those where it's like I gotta be held accountable because if I steer off a day or 2 where I don't post or where I don't, show people what I'm eating, it definitely it feels like I'm being judged
Mhm.
because it's like, okay, well, this guy, he's a content creator. I can't be out, at the bar or at a club or at McDonald's. You never know who you can run into. Someone can recognize you from watching your content,
Yeah.
and you have to be mindful about that because you are your brand, you are your image. And how are people gonna perceive you if you're out there at a club popping bottles or going into a taco run at 2 in the morning
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there
because
because I wanna set the record straight. Listen, we're all humans here, okay? We're all trying to do the best that we can, the best that we can, third.
Mhm.
So I'll tell you right now, you will in fact see me at a club at 2 a.m. popping bottles, having the time of my life because I could never go to a club, pop bottles, and have the time of my life at 250 pounds, baby. Okay? So if you see me at the club having the time of my life, you fucking go enjoy me and take a shot or go home and judge me there, but fuck off. Because baby, I earned it. Okay. I could not stay up past 10:30 when I was 250 pounds because my ass was too fucking tired after taking care of all these kids and I had no time to take care of me. So yes, you will. And by the way, if you happen to see me at
Mhm.
a taco stand in LA at midnight, fucking up some tacos, you mind your business because I can guarantee you I worked out 2 times that fucking day to earn me those fucking tacos.
Yep.
Okay?
You gotta
I
make sure
You gotta know your motherfucking wife. Let
you
me
gotta make sure you're gonna have one of those nights. You better prep for that day.
and I do. Oh, I do. Okay. I listen, listen, Linda, I know my why, but I know also who I am. And even though my back is little now, I will always have that big back in me, okay?
La gordita.
Yeah. And I understand myself and I want to support myself in the best way that I can. And I love to eat tacos specifically.
Mhm.
I love Mediterranean food. That's my favorite. But tacos, I don't care. So yes, I can guarantee you you might run into those situations with me because I can now. My kids are grown. I have the capability of doing those things. I have the energy. I have the body type to dress up, at least for my body type, where I'm comfortable with it, where I wanna dress up, I wanna look cute, and I wanna go out at night, hit the town and have fun. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I don't care to be judged for it because that's what I work so hard for, to enjoy my life. Other people enjoy different things. One of my biggest hobbies is gaming. I love gaming. You ask me what's your favorite night, Friday night? I love staying in, okay, with my music, playing Call of Duty, my headphones on, and having the time of my life. That's my hobby. But I also love going out, experiencing new places, new things, new environments, and just because I could never do that. Gaming was my thing when I was bigger. That was my social event. So although I hold it dear and I still do it, I expanded my horizons now and I'm having more fun.
Mhm.
Now, I feel like what you're trying to say is exceeding those limits, right? Because we all have those limits. Like you, in fact, are not going to see me at a club or at a bar on the ground throwing up, fucked up, out of my mind, No, right? I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, in excess.
Yeah, excesos, no. Like, there's limits.
There's limits to everything.
Keep it
I'm not
classy.
telling you I'm not telling you, "Hey, that's it. You work out, that's it. Your gym life, that's all it is now."
Yeah,
You have to live a life, you know, it doesn't revolve always around counting your damn macros and living in the gym. We all got kids, we all have lives,
yeah.
but it's just you're not gonna catch me acting a fool.
Mhm.
Or you might. You might, but be very mindful about it. Same thing. You wanna go and grub after you went clubbing, dance your ass off?
Did I make you reconsider your statement?
No, it's one of those things. It's what I'm trying to say is not so much that, about people catching you in these environments, you know, but it's definitely it has made me more accountable about what I do
Be
and
more
what I
mindful.
no, and more accountable because, now it's like now people know. For the longest, I didn't have too much of a social presence.
Mhm.
You didn't really see me go on here on these platforms and post videos of me working out or my before and after. Just recently, I want to say 6 months ago, if that. So
Mhm.
now that people see that and they see that that's what my content is,
You feel like you're walking on eggshells now.
I feel like now it's more of like, okay, I can't, not that I can't, but it's like I shouldn't promote getting fucked up at the club. I shouldn't promote eating a big ass burrito in the middle of the night. But it's not to tell you that you can't do those. It's just now you shouldn't do those every Friday, Saturday night.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
No, there's
Not
gotta be
in excess.
balance.
It's the
I'm
balance.
just saying, in that one-off day, you do happen to see me at a club.
If it's your birthday, we're gonna fucking turn out.
Yeah, well,
But we're not gonna turn up on just any fucking average Friday,
yeah.
is what I'm telling you.
No, yeah.
You know, Friday night you might see me at Knox with my kids getting on rides and running around.
'Cause you
That you
never
will see.
could.
Yes.
Yeah, can we talk about that? No, honestly, let's talk. Good thing you said that because he recently we went to Knott's for the first time after a very long time.
Right.
And he got on Ghostwriter. And anybody who knows, first of all, fuck Ghostwriter. I had to get a freaking realignment the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the last time I rode Ghostwriter, I was a kid. Now I'm not gonna say my age, but I'm a fashionably older lady. I'm not the same age. I went on that ride and listen,
Kick their ass for
it,
sure.
it, it it'll shake and rattle your bones. But what I'm trying to say is when we were there the last time, which was what, maybe
3 years ago,
yeah,
probably.
three,
Yeah.
yeah, 3 to 4, he tried to get on Ghostwriter
And
and
and you know what?
wait,
The whole hour and a half that we were in line,
yes, we were in line for like an hour.
and the whole fucking time
This
I'm
was
I'm
him.
telling you, like, "Hey, are you sure I fit in this fucking ring?" 'Cause
Not even that. He'd be like, "That guy doesn't look that big. I mean, he looks
I was
kinda."
measuring up and I
Yeah,
was
like,
like,
"I
"No, that
kinda
guy
look
looks
like that guy. Am I
that guy
gonna
that guy
fit?"
looks fatter than me for sure. If he can get on, I can get on."
Yeah. No, I remember. And you know what? We went through the whole line, and I remember we were there with my nieces and my nephews, and, we were all waiting together, and then at the end, I was like, "Nah, guys, I'm not gonna go on the ride," like, but I just because I kinda knew that you weren't gonna be able to until we got there. And sure enough, he tried to get in there and they were like,
And
"Sorry."
and let me tell you, it wasn't like, "No, it's not gonna fit." No, I had 2 guys simultaneously like, "Alright, guys, just suck in your stomach," and they were really trying to wedge my ass in there,
Yeah.
and it wasn't
Like white
budging.
chicks, like, "Suck it in."
It was embarrassing, and the
Oh
worst
my
part is,
god.
like, I had to get off, and I had to do the fucking walk of shame
Yeah.
going out, and they were just looking at me like, "Pobre gordito," you know? Poor guy.
Yeah. But we went back recently,
Yeah, we
and guess
recently
who got on the Ghost Rider ride
what
with
time,
flying
bitches?
colors?
About time, bitches, 'cause
He went on with our kids. And, to anybody, this might be like, "Okay, you got on a ride," but anybody who knows what we're talking about, what you went through, anybody, it could be male or female, it doesn't matter. They know what that feels like,
Mm.
and then to go back and, like, honestly, I almost gotten teary-eyed. I think I did get teary-eyed because I'm like, "Oh my god, what a beautiful moment that we're experiencing here in this moment in time." Like, what do they say? IRL? You know?
Mhm.
You got to get on, you got strapped on with flying colors, you looked back at me, it's like we knew what we were trying to say, like, "I finally did it, baby.
Yeah,
I finally fit in the ride,"
finally.
you know? It was amazing. It was such a good feeling for you.
It's yeah, it's no different than, when you have to go to the airport and you have to fly. And all my big people know, they all know the worst part is having to look at the fucking flight attendant and you're just like,
Extendosito, cuz.
extendocito. And then you're just like, and you know what? I've had some pretty nice flight attendants, where they kind of like put it in their, under their palm. They kind of like sneak it under so people don't see that, the big guy needs an extension.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's another one, where I can actually fit in a seat and I'm not hovering over the guy next to me. Or, for the most part, the times I did have to travel, I usually had to travel with you, or, if it was work, I went with a buddy or whatnot. So it was okay. Luckily I didn't have to fly with a stranger next to me because, let's be honest, I would just hover over them. I don't have that no more. I can now actually fucking fit in a seat.
Yeah. Where's the clapping button? Because that one honestly, that was a great win for you.
Yeah.
I can't I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of those things, and that's what you're gonna start to see when you start to get all these wins in your weight loss journey. You're gonna start to see all these wins,
Just the little ones, yeah.
it's like that, "Damn, these jeans didn't used to close, and now they button. Damn, these jeans didn't used to fit, and now I need a smaller size."
Or you know what? I used to take these flight of stairs and I would
Mm.
fucking huff and puff.
My lungs would burn, and
Yeah.
now, like, nothing.
Now it's like, oh, we gotta take the stairs. All right, fuck it.
Yeah. One of those little wins, and I can talk about it, was when I was out, out of town for about a week. I still Okay, so I was out of town for about a week. So this is why we were delaying our podcast. But in that time, even though I had a lot of things going on, I still kept my routine going. Right. And I had so much time in my hands because I didn't have anybody. It was just me. So I would literally work out 2 times a day. But in this week, I realized that I started running more on the treadmill. You know me, and running, hate it. I detest it because I could never
Hmm.
do it. My lungs, right? I caught myself on the treadmill running for like 5 minutes straight on an incline. And I realized after a couple days, I was like, dang, I could never do that before.
No,
And I did it like whatever. It's like those little wins that it's just a you and you thing. No one else will know them but you. And
those are the ones that keep you going
yeah,
and they keep you motivated. It's like, okay, it's working. But
yeah.
sometimes you will. You feel like you hit a wall or you're plateauing, but you just have to. Those are your reminders of like, oh shit,
Yeah,
it's working.
yeah. Another thing I found myself doing was because I started blowing out a lot of before and after content, which I was really nervous about because it's just that I don't wanna say it like that, but it's kind of embarrassing, when I see what I used to look like, it's embarrassing to me. Not
Hmm.
with other people, but for me, like, seeing myself like, "Fuck, I can't believe I let myself get like that," you know? And it's a really fucked up moment, but I did it. I said, "You know what? Everyone's seeing now that we're talking about our social media, like, everyone's seeing what you look like now, but how are they gonna believe me if they don't know what I looked like before? How am I gonna be a reliable source if they don't know what I looked like before?"
Right.
To them, I'm probably just one of those other influencers. It's like, "You've always looked like that. What do you mean?" I know I actually didn't look like that.
Hmm.
So, anyways, going back because I worked on a lot of that content when I was out, I did a lot of before and after content, and I started to see those befores, and I'm like, "Damn, for real, like, damn." I went as far back as, like, 2022, 2021, like, I started to look through all my pictures and stuff, and I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah, I mean, even like our wedding photos and our wedding pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I tried on my wedding dress recently and, like,
You
2 of
can fit a whole
me.
nother I think we could both fit in that.
Well, let's not get crazy, okay? Let's not get crazy, but I can literally fit
Yeah.
another me in there, you know? It's crazy. I should record that, by the way, just to show, like, a video of it, but anyways, what I'm trying to say is, like, the before and afters, those will keep you going for sure,
Mhm.
the little moments, the little wins. You get on a ride, you never could. You put on a pair of jeans, you never could, you know? What you used to wear now just doesn't fit you anyway. All these little things are gonna keep you going,
Yeah.
you know, the
Yeah,
motivation.
it really does. It keeps you motivated, and it makes you keep doing what you're doing. Cause this whole consistency thing, I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking boring sometimes. Sometimes. For the most part, I love it. I enjoy doing what I do, but sometimes it just feels like it's repetitive, and you just feel like, "Fuck, yeah, is
I
this
like
even
that though.
working?"
I'm more of like a ritualistic person, so the more robotic it looks for my day, the better. I feel like I thrive better in that environment.
But let's be honest. Let's be honest. There are some times where we're home and it's like, I'm bored. It's easier to just say, fuck it. Let me crack open a beer, middle of the day, not middle of the day, but middle of the week or whatnot. And, let's go barbecue. Let's eat. Let's indulge. Like, it's easy. It's entertaining versus I got to work out. I got to stay consistent. I shouldn't drink.
Mhm.
'Cause we got goals here. That's what I'm referring to. Sometimes it's not easy to stay clean, to stay positive, to stay consistent.
I always say just follow what's your heart telling you to do, because 9 times out of 10, if you really truly are aligned and you're healed with yourself, it's gonna be a good choice,
Right.
you know? But,
But it's making the good choice or making the right decisions isn't always what we want. It feels so good to do the wrong choices.
it feels so good to be bad, doesn't
It
it?
does. I mean, who doesn't wanna turn up every day? Or who doesn't wanna go and, um, have a good time?
Well, it just depends on what your definition is of a good time.
Yeah, we all have a different version of it.
I really truly feel that when you're on the right path and you're working on yourself, it's not gonna be as easy to fuck up and do something stupid because you're really aligned with yourself. You're really focused and you
Oh,
have a routine.
especially if you hit rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, it's like, I'm good. I'm done with this. But what do you say to the people that are in between? What do you say to the people that are still in denial about it?
You're
That they
not
don't because part of my reason why in my 20s, part of the reason why wasn't so serious with my weight loss and, really getting to a weight that I'm at right now was because I didn't want to give up drinking. Because one of the things that they told me when I was gonna get the surgery was, "You can't drink for at least a year, or you're not gonna be able to drink beer or whatever," and I said, "I don't wanna give that up. I'm in my 20s. I still wanna go out and party and get fucked up on the weekend." I was not mature enough to make that decision.
yeah.
And it's different for everybody. Everybody has their breaking point.
But see, that's something that everybody's gonna go through on their own terms. And like I just said, when you're when you're already in it, when you're ready to go and you've already started and you're
Mhm,
established in your new lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle, it's not a fad, like, in 3 months, I'm gonna be over it, and I'm gonna be good, and I'm gonna be at that weight for the rest of my life just because I lost all the weight. No,
mhm,
it becomes a lifestyle. When you have already established that new mindset, that new foundation, because you have to scrap yourself, you have to understand, when you walk into this isn't just about your eating, this isn't just about your physical what you look like. It's all up here too, because 9 times out of 10, your issues with food are mental. Why? Because they're linked to childhood. Why? Because most likely you were rewarded with food. You were forced to eat your food. It's a lot of things you work through, you break through. Not everybody went through the same things, but I can assure you that once you align your mental
mhm.
with your physical and everything is good, you're not going to have issues debating on what to do. You're not going to be bored because you're going to know what to do. For me, my life has a schedule. Have you ever seen those people that are like, "Oh, they're scheduled for a phone call for 3 minutes, 5 minutes." That is my life. I don't fucking waste time. There's no time to be wasted. Remember why we couldn't start this? Because we had a life that was overwhelming with kids and I didn't have time to focus on myself. Yeah, that's still here. The difference is that I prioritized my life. I made sure that the things that did occupy my schedule, because I respect my schedule, are things that are of value. I no longer serve or give my time to those that don't value my time. I occupied my time and gave it to people that didn't fucking deserve my time, that were wasting my time, that in a heartbeat, if I ever needed anything, they'd fucking blow me off or look away or I'd be insignificant. You just have to shift yourself into yourself and those that truly fucking matter. When you shift your mind into that mindset, you will be okay. But as long as you continue to serve for others and value their time more than yours, you're going to find yourself in that mindset. But when you focus on you and you truly say, fuck this, I'm done. It's all about me and mine,
Mhm.
and those who really fucking deserve me are going to get my time. I can guarantee you're going to be just fine. But that becomes a very you and you thing. And I continue to say this. I don't care where you're at. If you first, you need to focus on your mental. When you hit that gym and you click your earphones on, you fucking put them on, you put your AirPods on, whatever you're using, I don't give a fuck what you're listening to. Make sure it's of value. Make sure that music fuels you, you know, because it all goes down even to what you're listening to. If you're listening to some depressive ass shit, I can guarantee you're going to be depressed. Put something that's going to hype you up, motivate you. For me, I love corridos. You see me in the gym, you're probably like, oh, she's listening to some EDM or something. No, I'm listening to fucking corrido. Why? Because listen to what they say. They fuel me. They motivate me to push myself to be better. You know, everybody has their different music. Whatever it is that it works for you, do that. Keep it pushing. Work on yourself. And when you're in that gym, you're hitting those weights and you're lifting them, remember who's lifting them, who's putting in that work. Work with that person. Anything you've ever been through in life, you're going to be just fine. Push through it, work through it. It's never enough to bring you down because you only get one life. And what you went through in your life doesn't determine the ending of your story. You can have gone through some fucked up shit because I can guarantee you I could write a book of all the bullshit I've been through in my life. And I don't talk about my life. I'm a very private person. You know that. But that's because it doesn't deserve a spotlight. It's already out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once you work through that shit, I can guarantee you that from then on going forward, no one will ever waste your time again because you will respect yourself so much more that in a split second, you'll have the wisdom to know just by speaking to someone with for fucking a minute if they're gonna waste your time or not, if they're full of shit or not. You get really, really, really together with yourself and your guts, man, it'll let you know when someone's fucking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I stick to my guns when I tell you, when you hit that gym, work all your BS out. It's not gonna be a day and night thing. It's gonna take some sessions. I've been going at this for what, like 2 years now,
Yep.
and I can guarantee you shit that's been, irking me in my past and I couldn't get past and it was like just there. It no longer serves me. It's out. It's buried. I worked through it. And that's why I'm so disciplined. I'm so focused, hyper focused. And my schedule is very important to me. So I will not let anyone occupy my time that doesn't deserve it. And I feel like that's going to happen to anybody that starts their journey. You're going to get there. You just got to push through those days where you're just like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm not motivated. I can't do this. Push through it. Trust me. Right?
Yeah. Definitely. It's one of those things where you have to find that and you have to push through it
Yeah.
because, like I said, it's not every day is motivating. Some days are gonna suck. Some days are gonna be boring. Some days are just going to feel like, fuck, I don't feel like doing this today. But that's where it matters. That's where it's gonna set you apart when it's like, I don't want to do this, or I don't feel like doing this, or it's too boring, or whatever. I don't feel good, but I know I have to do this.
But listen to your body too. I think that's important.
No, no, of course. But what I'm telling you is if you don't feel like working out, you're too lazy, you're gonna I mean, no matter if you listen to your body,
Mhm.
you're gonna cave in. What I'm telling you is those days where you don't feel motivated, you lack the energy to go and work out. It's those days that you still have to push through because you know what you need to do
Yeah.
because you have fucking goals.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that I tell myself. It's like I don't feel like doing this today, but I know I have to do it.
So when you do it, how do you feel?
I've never regretted going and working out
Oh,
or finishing a task. This goes across the board for anything.
yeah.
One of the things that the gym has taught me is you have anxiety because of the things that haven't been fulfilled yet, of tasks that have not gotten done. That's your anxiety. So when I learned that, when I said, you know what, even though I don't want to do it, even though I don't want to face it, fuck it, just do it, get it done. Once that task has been done and I'm over with it, and it's like, okay, good. That weight's been lifted off. On to the next one.
Yeah. I'm a
So,
firm believer on that too. You start something, you finish it.
yeah,
Never half-ass anything because you're not gonna feel the same satisfaction you feel as when you started and you finish it and you execute that shit.
right.
It's the best feeling ever.
Well, I think we're pretty much done here.
Yeah, this was a good
Uh,
one.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna pretty much end today's podcast.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll try to now that I mean, I'm gonna try to at least once a week, but we'll see how we do. Maybe Friday we'll push one out.
Yeah, we owe 2
Yeah,
episodes,
I think so. Yeah, I definitely want to get some more out. We're getting a little bit better. We're we're getting better on the lighting and
Yeah.
the equipment.
I like this setup better, by the way.
Yeah, right.
I really like this setup better, and I feel more comfortable, I can speak more freely, and
Cozy.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, we're definitely gonna start putting out some more out there.
yeah.
Just bear with us. We're figuring this out too. This is new to us. We've never done podcasts or really YouTube, even with our TikTok and Instagram. We're trying to get more consistent. We're trying to get some good quality content. We don't just want to throw shit out there and see if it sticks.
More like raw content, just because I've seen some that is just like, you sound like everybody else, you're speaking about the same things, it's like, for us, it's just very organic.
Yeah,
But if you made it this far, we appreciate you, we wanna thank
definitely.
you. We I don't I right now, we're in the bare beginning stages where we're seeing maybe, a couple views here and there, but those views, we appreciate you, we thank you, and, a little goes a long way, a little comment just to let us know you made it this far.
Tell us, like,
The
was it good? Did it suck? I mean,
fuck up, I don't wanna know that, I'm very
did we have
sensitive.
did I have a booger in my nose this whole time? I mean, just
You did, by the way.
I did.
No, I'm just kidding. But, if you made it this far, just let us know.
I did it.
You're disgusting. Let us know you made it this far. We appreciate you
Yes.
liking this video, sharing it with as many people as you can. We're
Share,
trying to get more
share.
followers, trying to be seen, trying to get out there, just help people out. Just share, let everybody know what we're about, and we're just we're excited for what's to come, and we're gonna keep pushing. We don't care if we're talking to the same 5 people. We love you.
Yeah, we're gonna get to know you guys on a first name
Yeah,
basis.
like, "Hey, you wanna come on our podcast?" No. Yeah, but thank you guys.
Please like it, subscribe,
Yes,
share it. We're on all of the platforms. We're at Heavy the number 2 Hustle. That
328.
that's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Please like it, share it. If this is of any value to anybody, yourself or anybody that you know that's going through it, we would love to, reach out and really just give out some pointers. We've been doing this for the last couple of years and we can honestly say that, we got some skin in the game. We're not perfect, but we've been through it. We know what the hell you guys are going through. From one gordito to the next, I got you. We got you.
Yeah. And if you have any questions or anything, in regards to what we talked about, your macros, your protein, how to find that out, what your plate should look like, how you should focus your meals throughout the day, we're here. We've been through it. We follow that on a daily. When we talked about protein, we did mention a couple, but there's so many different ways to approach that. So ask away. Any questions you have, go ahead and, DM us on Heavy to Hustle on Instagram. I feel like that's the easiest way to get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely answer any questions.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, thank you guys. Have a good one. And then we'll see you guys on the next episode.
yeah. Peace out.